All right, this is the full what's in my bag. We did a little three-part, our main three on TikTok, and this is the continuum of that. So for the top of my bag, these are like the essential slots. I've got my putting putter, which is the R2 Envy by MVP. Throw this on, usually I straddle with it and it just flies up straight and miss a lot of putts, but make a lot of putts with this. BuzzOS. I'd say I throw this anytime that I need to go high over stable. I'll line my shot up, pull back. It usually has the good distance. It's not like the Zone OS. The Zone OS is more of a utility disc. This, most people would think it's utility, but if it just flies like a mid-range with a strong finish at the end, super reliable. This is my Falkor, Prodigy Falkor, signed by Cale Leiviska. Didn't know that, so I'm probably going to stop using this because now I know it's signed. But I throw this thing forehand most of the time, gets solid 210 to 230, and then it kicks right super fast. And usually it has a good skip, but it stopped skipping recently, so I ordered a new one. This is my Raider. This is similar to the Falkor. I just throw this as hard as I can on forehand usually, and it'll fly super straight with a slight finish to the right at the end. It's more of like, the Falkor is more, I need it to be right, but this is, I need it to be accurate. This parks the basket a lot more than the Falkor does. The Ballista was the first driver that I ever fell in love with. I mean, I had my fair share of starter packs, but the Ballista was my first disc that I went out and bought. Saw it on a website that Owen sent me a link to, and just love it. It's been in the bag for almost a year. Started out as like an overstable. I would throw it on forehand because I wasn't very good at disc golf, but as I learned backhand, this thing has been beat in over the years, and it will throw a very nice right start, and then it'll finish with a slow left fade. Usually, if I want to throw 300 to 315, I'll pull this out. This comes out when I am sucking with the Envy, which is probably like every other round. I'll just say, yep, bagging the Envy, it's getting vaulted for the round. I'm going to whip out the Berg. And sometimes it just performs better than the Envy, but it also winds up short on anything from 25 out. It's always like, it'll just slam the basket. This is my throwing Envy. It's also an R2, I believe. Got this from, no, this is not an R2. This is just a medium plastic. And I throw this a lot because my putting Envy has like 9 or 10 just kinks in the side. And this one is more new, flies better, more reliable. Picked this one up recently because I need something that I can throw forehand but slower, because I was just picking up something that I knew would fly over stable and throwing it on forehand no matter the distance, and it wasn't really helping me a lot. I'd miss a lot of putts because of that. And this thing, I was looking for a Zone originally because I thought that the Zone would be a good forehand disc for something with slower speed, but this just has a really nice forehand feel. This is a Westside Anvil. And then that's the top bag. This is the second part. This is my Rock 3 Champion. I picked this up because my DX Rock 3 got a big dog bite on the inside of the rim, and I didn't really think that it'd be reliable anymore. So I got this for Christmas, and it flies straight, but I'm just not the biggest fan of this. I like my DX Rock a lot more, and you will see it in this video. I put it back in the bag. This is my Rochester 2016 Open Truth by Dynamic, I believe. Yeah, it's a glow mid-range. This thing flies straight pretty much no matter what, with a slight left finish on backhand. Don't really forehand mid-ranges too often, so just give this a whip down any straight fairway, and it'll get there. This is the DX Rock 3 with the dog bite out of it, and I used to like this thing a lot because it would give me like my best shots on holes that I wasn't playing very well. I would throw them on a nice tiny bit of ante, and they would just slowly glide down to the basket. But I picked this up and started throwing it in my yard more because I wasn't liking my Champion Rock, and it now throws straight and like horribly slams right on a backhand, which is abnormal, and I don't have any other disc like that. So this is utility. I find myself throwing this 3-4 times around maybe, and we've got 22 holes, so it comes out a good amount. This is my Innova Wolf. Don't throw it that much, kind of like the Soul, the Discraft Soul, but it just isn't as reliably understable. It will fade right, but I don't know if I like this that much. I don't think it's going to stay in the bag that often. This is the, I don't know what brand this is, but it's called a Blowfly, and you can like fold it up into a ball into itself, and you can throw it straight. That's not legal anymore, but we play at a local park, so you can do whatever you want at the local parks. It's not like we're playing tournaments. It's considered a mid-range. It flies pretty straight, but if I give it anything more than 45% power, it just slams into the ground. I got this because it doesn't roll. It just sits by the basket. It'll sit on any upshot that you give it. It's not going to fall away. It's like a gimmick disc. Was using it to park it, but I don't really lay up that often. I think I'm better than laying up, so I don't ever bag this that often, but I had to put it in the What's in the Bag video because it's cool. This is a prototype 2024 Simon Line Balance. It is an insanely overstable mid-range. I do forehand this often. Only mid-range I find myself forehanding. This is a good upshot disc, but I think the Anvil is going to be taking its place. Still love this. I think I like it more than the standard run balances now because the prototype just is super overstable. Very recent pickup is the Soul, but I can already see myself throwing this 5 to 6 times around at our local course. This thing will instantly start right, and it will hold it if you give it too much power, but if you throw it just right, it has a perfect little fade back, and it's just a beautiful throw. It's so fun to throw. It makes you feel way better than you actually are. This is my MVP Parachute. I like it a lot because it'll throw far on no power. I can just give this a slight little toss, and it will throw 3 times farther than something like the Berg, something like the Envy. This is just, it's a very cool disc because it's so lightweight. And that's kind of the same thing for this Glitch. This Glitch is a little bit heavier of a run. I think it's 150 instead of like the usual 140 to 130s. And yeah, this thing, it'll just throw super far with no power. Not very accurate, but sometimes I will find myself being able to throw this really straight. Other times I will turn it over on itself, and I don't like it, but it's a Glitch, so I bag it all the time because it's a cool disc and it's fun to warm up with. This is my Aviar XT3, or the XT Aviar 3. It is puddle topped. I don't know if that's intentional, but I found this disc at our park, and it doesn't glide that much. It just flies super straight. It almost flies like a Luna, but I don't like the Luna that much, which is a hot take apparently, but I like this thing a lot. I don't use it that often. It putts okay, but it's more for an upshot disc. This is my Zone OS. It upsets me more than it doesn't upset me. I usually just forehand this and am trying to throw maybe 125, slam it right. I need to get out of the woods, maybe I'll forehand it, or I'll backhand it, and usually I early release it straight into the ground and it doesn't come out the rest of the round. But sometimes I throw it really nice on backhand and I like it. This is my Prodigy Shadowfax. It's super similar to the Falcor, but it is a 4-speed lower. Has more skip than the Falcor, and it just flies really nice on a forehand. Also flies really nice on a backhand, has a great skip. It is fast, even though it's a fairway. It's just super reliable. I don't see myself ever not using this. I don't ever see this coming out of the bag. This is my Innova Eagle. It used to be like a main disc of mine, but I don't see myself throwing it that much anymore. Super flippy. I will throw this on any amount of hyzer and it will come back and turn over on itself. Flies really far, but it's not very accurate at all, so I'm not throwing this too often unless we're playing a par 5, which we don't play a lot of par 5s, so this does not come out that often. My Blizzard Champion Katana, one of my friends lost my other Blizzard Champion Katana on the roof at Kroger while I was teaching him how to throw forehand, so I made him buy me this one. Super overstable. Don't see myself backhanding this much because the wind just takes it. It's super light, but I do forehand it a lot, and it flies really well on like a dogleg right kind of hole. Big fan of this disc. Don't throw it a lot, but I'm still a big fan. This is same thing as last. Somebody lost my other Champion Blizzard Wraith, so I picked this up on eBay, and then the day after this came in, I found my Champion Blizzard Wraith, but I like this one more because I left it out in the sun for 2 to 3 weeks on accident, and now it's like the domiest disc I've ever thrown. And if I give it like a little forehand flick with a lot of anhyzer, it'll just stay left. Or if I throw it on backhand anhyzer, it'll just stay right. It does not come back. If I had to guess, I could probably throw this full power, and I would say that I could probably get it 380 feet. Just flies really, really far right, and then it has just like the straightest finish. This thing just flies for a year. Then I have the Tesla. This used to be my favorite disc of all time. Still love MVP so much. The Tesla is a straight flying, I think it's more of a fairway, but it says it's a distance. It's a 9-speed, flies super fast, but it does not fly very far. Finishes hard left, gets a good skip out of it. Big fan of the Tesla. Use it anytime I'm playing disc golf at night. That's what I've got the glow tape for. And then I've got the Wave. The wind will take the Wave, but if it's not too windy and I do a little shuffle step and throw it as fast as I can throw this disc farther than I can throw anything. I find myself just randomly throwing this disc more than ever. Sometimes this just comes out in the middle of a round, and sometimes it doesn't get seen for 2 weeks. But I do like this a lot. It's accurate, super far, kind of like the Ballista, but the Ballista just holds a better place in my heart. And that is all the discs. Here is my chalk bag that I found. It's Pokemon, but I don't like Pokemon. Owen tried to trade me for this, but his chalk bag barely has any chalk in it, and mine has a lot of chalk in it, so I said no. Got my towel, just a plain black towel. Got a dipper, and then I've got my Innova Mini. I've got my MVP Mini. It's a Tesla Mini that I thought was a real Tesla, and I bought it off Amazon because it was $20. I didn't think twice about it being a Mini. Comes in the mail. It's a Mini, so I was upset about that, but it's cool to just throw in the side pocket of the bag. When I'm playing seriously, I'll pull this out and use it as a Mini. I've got these. These are little light tabs that go on the bottom of your disc. Not very practical. I don't think it's PDGA legal, but during the summer I play a lot of rounds at night, and it's fun to just slap them on the bottom of your disc, turn it on, it'll flash light. You're not going to lose it at night, no matter if your disc is glow in the dark or not. And then I've got my black light for glow in the dark rounds. I use it on the glow tape, and it lights up and just makes discs super easy to find. Doesn't really make me go through the hassle of sticking something onto the bottom of my disc and having issues getting it off. So yeah, that is everything that I have in my bag.